Animal by Def Leppard on Rockline. I'm Bob Coburn. Right now we are with three members of the band. The guitar players will be on a little bit later. We're going to take our first phone call right now from Sikeston, Missouri, as we talk to Mike, listening to KGMO and Cape Girardeau. Mike, you're on the Rockline.
Welcome back to America, guys.
Great, thanks. Nice to be here.
Okay, my question's for Joe Elliott. When you take into consideration Rick's accident and some of the other bad luck Def Leppard's had during the last 4 years, weren't you afraid that something might go wrong in the Animal video, knowing that the guy was going to be throwing knives at you?
Yeah. If you look carefully at my face, you can tell that that's exactly what I was thinking. No, I watched the guy practice for about 20 minutes, and then I was, you know, everybody was saying, go on, do it, and I said, no, I don't think I can. So eventually I said, yeah, I'll do it, okay. So I stood in front of the board, and it's actually, there's a slight amount of trick photography involved. The camera's at the right-hand side. He was throwing the knives at the right-hand side, so they looked closer than they were. They were actually about 8 inches wide of my body when they were going in. But once he'd done it and I saw how good he was, I actually wanted to redo it. Stood a bit nearer the knives, but you know, the video director said, no, this is good enough. So.
Yeah.
So I got away with it, you know.
What would have been good enough for me? Yeah, that's fine. That's a take.
Yeah, really.
Hysteria, their latest on Bob Coburn. We have Joe Elliott still with us. We want to take a moment now and welcome Steve Clark, one of the guitarists to Rockline. Steve, good evening and welcome.
Oh, how you doing?
Doing fine. And also with you, Phil Collin. Phil, welcome to Rockline.
Hello.
Talk to Carl now. Carl is in Nashville, listening to 103 KDF. Hi there.
How you doing?
Hello, mate.
All right.
I just want to get directly to the question. I play guitar myself. This is directed towards Phil and Steve. I'd like to know what kind of guitars you use on and off the stage as far as live and studio, and what kind of effects you use.
This is Phil here. We basically use the same kind of backline and everything. We're using Randall amps and everything. We use different guitars. I use Jacksons, and Steve uses Les Pauls, you know, because... you know, whatever you prefer yourself, you know. But we're both using the same kind of backline, and it's all Randall stuff.
But this is Steve. But regarding being in the studio, it's anything that sounds right for the part, any guitar, any amp, any combination. So, but live, as Phil says, he plays Gibson. I play Gibson, and Phil plays Jackson.
He plays Jackson. Right.
There you go, Carl. Anything else on your mind tonight, Carl?
Yeah. How do you guys... Me and a friend of mine play guitar, and I'd like to know how you guys put together your music, because both things that you do are different, but they fit together. But they're both different, always. You never play the same thing at once.
Right, yeah, this is Phil again. Yeah, we make a point of doing that. We just make a point of trying to sound a bit different from everyone else. That's why there's stuff that, you know, that we both play different parts. But, I don't know how it comes about, but it always seems to fall into place.
Yeah, usually this is Steve, we just start off with a very basic track, and then put the vocal on, and then try and orchestrate the guitars around the vocal so they don't clash, so the guitar breaks fall in between the vocals, and then Phil will put a counter melody into what I'm doing, or vice versa. It just comes very naturally, you don't really think about it too much.
Carl, thank you for your call, and good luck with your music. We're going to talk to Scott now. Scott is in Omaha, listening to Z92, and he's on the Rockline now. Hey there.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello, mate. Not bad.
My question is, I guess it's mainly centered to Joe, but what inspired you guys to write Pour Some Sugar on Me?
Good question. Most of the, in fact, just about
bank balance.
No, every lyric we do is basically a fantasy thing. I never write songs about personal experience, and I always fancied writing a song that was kind of an 80s version of Honky Tonk Woman, lyrically, of course, not musically, and you can get the impression that the Honky Tonk Woman Jagger's singing about actually existed. He may have invented her. And the thing with Pour Some Sugar on Me, it's the same thing. It's just a very sexually orientated lyric, really. We had this real simple backbeat rhythm, and it just needed a real basic kind of Neanderthal approach to the vocal, which is exactly what we did.
And what else, Kim?
Do you think, I hate to ask this, and it's probably no, but do you think you could spare 2 backstage passes for anywhere near Pennsylvania?
Good try.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the
No.
Let's not go
Say
too
no
much
more,
further
Phil.
with that. Yeah, Kim, nice try. Thanks for calling to call us again. It's Whitney's turn. Whitney's in Atlanta, listening to 96 Rock. Hi, Whitney.
Hi.
Hi, Whitney.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right.
Not
Good.
bad.
Say, Seth, I love you. I want to have your baby.
What, right now?
All 5 of them, mate.
That would be a technical first, I think.
Oh, that's no problem. My question is about the backup vocals on Pyromania and Hysteria, and why did you have someone else do them, and why didn't you do them yourself?
I think, this is Sav, I think we should put the record straight, and each member in the band and the producer did all the backing vocals on both records. It's just that we decided, rather than put the old cliche of Phil Collins guitar and vocals, Steve Clark guitar and vocals, we just decided to invent silly names for basically the 5 members and the producer. And it was the Bankrupt Brothers on the last album, which is quite aptly named. And I forgot the Leopardettes
on Pyromania.
The Leopardettes on Pyromania, but it is basically the band.
There you are, Whitney. We set the record straight for you on Rockline on that one. And Whitney does get the backstage passes for... No, just kidding, Whitney. Thanks for the call.
Give me an heart attack.
We're going to talk to Ken now.